Hello everyone and welcome to Dune Awakening. I'm relatively new to the game and it's up my street 'cause it's building, crafting, survival, but with the added twist it's an MMO apparently. So let's dive right on in. Right, I've just loaded up into the game and I'm a little further forward than some of the new players are. But generally you start around here. It's where I've started the last three little characters I made. It's all tests to see what they were like, etc., and do this research thing that I'll explain to you in a moment. It's got the usual designs and stuff when you build your character, hair, makeup, and all the rest of it, beards and that kind of thing. But generally, you have a beacon that appears around here, and I always spawned in around this or this settlement, this kind of area here, and you go through the basic tutorial, and then you're left out to explore. And what you get is quests to follow. Now, these are for when you get to the trade post, Griffin's trade post. These are the quests you get, and it'll tell you what you've got to do and how to go about it. You just follow these, is all you do. It's asking me now to reach a settlement, so it wants me to spend money to reach a settlement, I think. You've got research skills. Now this, when you choose the locked method, once you've created a character, gone into the game a bit, it'll come up with an option, unlocked or locked. Now if it's locked, unless you've found, you know, like on my case, I've now got iron access. Even though I haven't gone into that zone, it's automatically unlocked it. Steel I haven't, so they'll still be locked. But what it means is if you do unlocked, is that I can choose any of these and research them. Whereas if it's locked, it follows the story progression. So as you need these items, it unlocks them. Or you reach a certain point in the progression, it'll unlock them. That's my understanding of it. You also start out, I started out as the Bene Gesserit. I think that's how you pronounce it. Because I'm going to go with the Trooper and the Bene Gesserit and then have a bit of this plantologist that you get in there. Now the reason I started with this is because apparently this and the sword one, which is that one there, are the hardest, so I was told. So yeah, I've gone for that. You get this in the starter zone and you get the plantologist in the starter zone. So if I press escape, press M. Doing what it's doing. So when you start here, the story will eventually get you a still suit, which is around this location here. You have to go in a cave and follow what it says, and then you come out and you can build a still suit. And you've also got chests and whatnot around here. I'm going to show you that in a minute, but I just want to go over the very basics. There is also this is where the trading station is, Griffin's Reach trade post, and there's some areas around here of interest. You've got Old Griffin Hideaway, which gives you some blueprints and gear, and you can re-go to every, I think it's every hour or so. I think that's how it works. This is the Imperial Testing Station number 2 that gets you the Plantologist, and it's a big dungeon, so you can get materials in there, the advanced servox and particle capacitors. These here are wrecks, so this is the first wreck you come across, and that will give you plus steel, microflora fiber, and mechanical parts. Now, when you go into this Griffin's Reach, you'll get the guy that gives you the Trooper, and he wants you to kill somebody around here, which I've already done, and then this dude up his side here, which I haven't done, which I'll do before we move. This line is some gap between here and the Vermilius Gap kind of thing, which is where steel is or something. So the map shows you. Now, whilst I'm on about this map, I'm going to now explain a little bit about the map genie. I'm just going to drag it across so you can see it. Right, now if you download, not download, if you go into your browser and go to mapgenie.io, what it does is, let's just expand this up. Right, this will give you some options here of
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Of what items you've got. Now if you go down and you can check these on or off, whatever it is you want to do. Now what I did was let's find them here, hang on a moment. Schematic chests. So if I turn don't need that. So if we zoom in a bit. Now, if you want intel, you want the caves, shipwrecks. Where are they on this thing? To hide all. Testing stations, no. Shipwrecks. Trading posts. Caves. Enemy camps. I'll do. And that one. And then what you're looking for is to try and find the schematic chests.
A large sandstorm is approaching.
And intel. Okay, so we'll put those on for now. Now, if you go down in the start zone, so as I say, you start around here somewhere, I did, and then you're going to go over to this way. But if you look, people have put down the chest locations. Now, if you move over this chest, or you click it, sorry, it's telling you what it is. It's a copper tier chest, and these are what you can find in it. Now, I would suggest you go to these places and get these, get the schematics, and just farm them for a while. Let's get your air inventory. I don't know, I guess it's a weapon of some kind. And then over this side you've got another one, which is the leech on. That's used to take water. When you start getting storage, it's very handy. And then up the north here, I haven't really looked at these much up here, but you've got more. The Way of the Fallen, that's intel. There you go, I haven't got any of those, so that's going to be something I'm going to go and visit.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
That one I've already got. Teach you your Emperor wings. There. I don't know whether I've got those, I'll have to check. That one I should have because I've completed that. There's none over there. But I would suggest you all look at this because one good thing of it is it actually has got rid of the fog. Because it tells you in the quest when you get to it, you've got to go to the hammer, which I think is this thing here. Or that thing. And they're all saying to build your base around it, but I'm going to probably go up here somewhere. Because they're all saying this is a really good place to put a base. If I can do it, that is, because then you've got this wreck near it. And apparently you've got access to a lot of the materials you need here, obviously in this part, and here. And it's a good central location, so I will probably put my main base somewhere around here. It might not necessarily be here, but it'd be in this kind of vicinity. Now these apparently is quicksand. You don't want to get trapped in. I've not got experienced it yet, but from what people are telling me, it's a nightmare. So my base is currently around here somewhere, so I can farm this and complete these other quests. So if I now get rid of this and just shrink that down a bit, hold on, right, and then go back in here. The cloud that you see here is the sandstorm. They come past to the left to right or right to left. I don't know whether they come down, but they come every so often. Make sure you're inside. And it's sending me the area completion for my zone that I'm in is only 15%. So I've got to visit a whole load more of those, these places, these caves, and a lot more of the camps to complete it. But I can do that whenever. My priority at the moment is to get this done, to get the trooper quest, and then somehow get over to this. I don't know whether I can just ride over it or whether I've got to pay for this trade post dude to send me there, but that costs the old money that you get. So yeah, so that's how far I've got. I've built myself a wee little base. Let's get outside about. Now the sun's a nightmare here, so don't stay out too long. You'll get dehydrated. So I've just basically made a cubed base. It's simple and easy to do. This is what I was on about. When you do the research, you'll get the blood purifier and you get these sacks that you can make. I made 4, and then as I'm killing things, I fill them up, and then you deposit it into this. This is the water system that you can unlock as well later, and you can see how much water I've got sitting in here. And then obviously this makes your copper at the moment, and then I've just got a couple of little storages that I dump it all in, as you can see. Put it in that one, the other in that one. So the other thing I've got to look at making, because I haven't got the repair facility yet, my blood purifier. Every time you get killed or take too much damage, these all go down. So this is the steel suit that you get from completing that quest. But I'm going to go and have a look at that other one. So always make sure you've got light darts. They're easy to manufacture with just metal scraps and the bandages. And you'll eventually get these other weapons. So this is the Sims cutter that you can find in a blueprint. This is the Lita John thing. What else was there? This came out of the wreck. So you get the suspensor belt. And you also get bike parts and whatnot. Because I've managed to make the little trike. I don't know what that is. I see a Atreides and Arconan, I think. So yeah, so it's now just a matter of me going backwards and forwards. And always have a little scrap metal knife if you haven't got a decent one. Just keep it in your bag. Because you get the shielded enemies. And the only way I can manage to take them down this early in the game is to try and dodge, which I'm bad at, and hit them with this. And eventually you kill them. But yeah, so that's what I'd suggest you do. And also, when you go outside... I don't know if we've got many around us here. Let's have a little look. Shift to run. So you get these dew. If you're in the shade, you can gather these, and it gives you your water. This blue stuff here is copper. So you just literally pick up the copper. These are the fiber plants that are everywhere. You can get those, and then you get this here, which is the it's like a granite, and that's used primarily for building your base. So you want to get a good stack of that, and then you'll see, I can't show you down there because the sun's coming up. You'll see the metal on the floor every now and then. You'll be able to get some. So, i.e. that there. So that gives you salvaged metal. And I also get these, keep appearing here, which is handy. So if I go into my scanner, sometimes you get these wrecks that appear up from the storm. So if you right click and you're near enough, it gives you a line you use to cut it, and you can salvage it. I don't know whether these are people owned, but I've had them a couple of times here. And then you scan it again, and it gives you another line. We'll see what we get from it. So it gives you loads of steel. You never know, you might get actually a decent bit of kit. Which I probably haven't, but let's go back in. So what did that give me? There you go, I've got some armor plating. This is the Solari. That's what it costs to move around the place. And I haven't found the bank yet, I don't know where that is. So just make sure you stick stuff that's valuable. Just keep in your bleeding one of your containers. When you do your base, you'll see in a moment, I'll show you. I don't know any more of that. Always make sure you've got enough of these. See, I haven't got enough. I've only got 4 hours left, so I've got to go and find some fuel cells. So the easiest way you can salvage those is to go, no less than the usage, is go into your general settings, I think it is, and just click disable. Same for this. And then hopefully this will last a little bit longer. So 4 hours instead of 3, so it's not long. I've got to get out there and find wherever they are, these circuits. So what I might do is actually run over here. I haven't looked around here. And the still suit, you just press F to re-top up. Always be gathering stuff as you run around. There's a fuel cell sitting on the ground there. I'm going to grab this while I'm here. And it's just a matter of really kind of getting the little mini game. This is the scrap metal you get, you'll see. You right click that and it gives you a line. That's the worm. Be wary of that thing. That's someone's bike. They've obviously gone out hunting. Oh, they're putting down a base. Interesting. Okay. I have a neighbour. Yeah. That's what it's about. So you've got to go out and find a whole load of gear and build up your little base. And you'll be moving it frequently to start with. And as I say, it's like a typical survival game. The difference in this is you've got your survival elements, but you're always, the minute you're in the sun, you're draining water all the time. So always make sure you've got a supply of water near you. So I've got lots of copper around here. So I'm just going to quickly dump these. And open that up. So we're at 4 hours of that. On the deposit 9, we're now 13 hours. So it soon increases it. You just want to go out and collect a whole load. How many can I make? So if I go into general settings, enable it, okay, and then press and hold space, that will make as many as it can make. I need to, have I got anything sitting in there? Yes I have. Interesting why it doesn't put it in. So if I press and hold E, it'll drink. So now that should have gone right down. Isn't that? Trent, oh no power, there you go. Now will it start moving that across? Interesting, isn't it, how that works? Because it's not filling up. It kind of, I don't know how this thing works, to be honest with you. I know it takes water out of blood, but let's just disable it for the moment. Is that nearly finished? I suppose I could put a container right next to that. So I'm just slowly building up these stacks, you see. So I need to, well actually we've got enough bandages, haven't we? I've got to make another siphon, this thing here. So I'm going to craft that. And then I'm going to just find a spare storage, which I haven't got. See, these are what you get out of that wreck. I've got another dispenser belt there. So these, what you do with these, the Imperious Wings, what do you do with that? I've never really played with it. Where does that go? Right click? Oh, F, so that's a schematic. Interesting, okay. Right, so now if I go back in and take off my, actually no, take off my old one, which is there, which is broken. Go on the new one. Go into that, because the reason I'm doing this is I will build a recycler in a moment and recycle a whole load of that, and it'll get me some materials. Just want this to finish, and then I'll get over and we'll start exploring. It's done the quest that was here, and it sends you down to this area here. I've now completed it all, I've just got to hand it in. And if you stop at this point here, it gives you, I'll just show you, the blue, you'll probably get a different blueprint than me, but I just got literally, they'll appear in here. So these are the blueprints that you've got to find. Now I found the other bits, but I've just got that one, the Aaron's gloves. So each time you wait, I think it's an hour or so. So if you farm this every hour, you might get all of the equipment that's sitting in that chest at the top of the little mountain. What it is if I press M again on this, zoom in a bit. And when you go here, you'll see a little camp at the bottom. You've got to jump up and climb the mountain. You'll see a little camp here, the chest, and in that chest is that rare item. Just be wary of the sun. There's an ornithopter as well. They're a sort of like knackered horned ornithopter that you can salvage. And that got me those, which I presume are useful for something. But yeah, that's what it got me. And I picked up some of the cells, fuel cells that are lying on the floor, and I've now got 6 days worth sitting in there. So you'll see them, they look like a square battery, and if you scan it and do a simple line and deconstruct it, you'll then get loads of fuel cells. And also got some blood that I filled into this, that's working well. So yeah, I'm going to carry on exploring, and I'll come back to you with what I find.